with joys and sorrows too. As we journey on, how your heart may yearn for the things most dear to you. With wealth and love to show, but onward we must go. Keep right on till the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. Though the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. If you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love and you're dreaming of will be there.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant the Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton.
Pinch yourself, my lovelies, as Blues net 5. Yes, 5 away against a very good Fulham side who score at home for fun. So Blues still in the top 6, 3 points ahead of Cardiff. 4,000 Blues fans make the journey to see Gary Rowett bolt the wheels firmly back on the promotion disco bus. Lovely messages received from Fulham fans on the level of our support. Why can't we emulate this at home? A half-time Tilton Talk Show revelation as we bring you some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes. You really won't believe exactly what we have gone and done. Them across the road managed a draw against Man City, but still firmly rooted to the bottom of the Premier League. Just a double tally of goals that we scored on Saturday from their whole season. Still too early to dream about leapfrogging them, but just how good would that feel? Not going to talk about off-field issues because we're more excited about what's going on the field. Fireworks and Remembrance Sunday all done now, so the dark nights have set in and it's down to the blood and thunder end of the season. Another international break. And I'm off to the German market this coming Thursday to knock out a bit of Christmas shopping. Just another week being a Blues fan.
It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on, city, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day.
I saw a mother marching with medals on her chest. She marched alongside soldiers who were marching 6 abreast. She knew it was Remembrance Day. She marched along with pride and did her best to keep in step with her soldiers by her side. And when that march was over, that mom looked rather tired. A soldier said, "Whose medals, ma'am?" To which the mom replied, "They belong to my son," she said, but sadly he never came back. He died out there in Afghan upon that Helmand track. The mom looked rather sad and a tear appeared in her eye. But the soldier said, "Don't worry, ma'am, and let me tell you why. Your son, he marched with us today, and he marched every step of the way. All of us soldiers knew he was here. It's like that on Remembrance Day." The mom looked rather puzzled, for she didn't understand, but the soldier kept on talking and started to wave his hand. "For this great land we live in, there's a price we have to pay, to keep our country forever free and fly our flag today. Yes, we all love fun and merriment in this country where we live, but the price was that some soldiers, their lives they had to give. For you to live in freedom, ma'am, and worship God at will, somebody had to pay the price, so our soldiers paid the bill. Your son, he died for us, ma'am, for all things good and true, and I hope you can understand these words, ma'am, that I'm saying here to you." The mom looked up at the soldier, and after a little while, her face changed its expression, and she said with a beautiful smile, "I know my son marched here today, on this, our Remembrance Day. I know he did. I truly know he did. He marched with us all the way." That mom went home from that parade. Her heart was filled with pride, knowing that her son was with her, marching by her side. We see his grave quite often, and that will never change. We talk with him, we laugh with him, but it always seems so strange to see a stone with your child's name on, knowing he won't come home, to hear the birds in the graveyard and then go home all alone. His brothers, sisters and all the kids, yes, they all mourn him too. So I say to you, dear England, march with them in their pride for those beautiful lost soldiers who in that war there died. Your poppy is a symbol. It's worn just once a year, but those children they are missing. We miss them, love and dear. That mum who lost her son and mourns him every day, her tears will not stop falling like those petals on Poppy Day. We give thanks to all our fallen, no matter what the race. And as a mum goes to sleep tonight, she will dream of his beautiful face. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lance Corporal Barry John Buxton, 2514-2807, 5th of December 1982 till the 3rd of May 2010. Age just 27. If you talk to the British Legion won't honour your name, I certainly will. May you rest in eternal peace. And a massive, massive, massive welcome to the Tilton Talk Show this Monday. It's November. Where's the year going? Where's the year going? I know.
Where did you go?
Chris, I like your hat today.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Chris P, welcome. And GA, welcome back to the fold. And a good friend of ours, I can't remember his name. Not Ollie, what's his name?
Gabriel.
Oh, it's Gabriel. Welcome back, Gabriel. How you doing, bud?
How are you?
Yeah, good. Right, okay. As I said in my opening notes, it now is the blood and thunderhead of the football season. Into the winter months we go. It's been very mild so far, but I'm sure it's going to hit us like a brick when it does. And away we go. 5 goals to the weekend. Mr. Pugh, what did you reckon to that one?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Was you a tad excited?
Yeah, I thought that the way things had gone, the recent home games and everything, I thought we might have tried to keep it tight, maybe sneak one goal, but to come out and just the way we attack is electrifying at the moment away from home, and it suits us down to the ground, and we seem to every week other teams can't handle us at the moment, and to be 3-0 up in the manner we were, it was outstanding, really. Yeah.
Good. Well, I mean, I was sat at home. Unfortunately, I had to work on Saturday evening at 7, so there's no way I'd have got back for the game. And sat at home, and I was like in disbelief. I was popping out because the actual gig that I was doing was literally downstairs from where I live. So I was popping down, moving a bit of equipment, plugging it in, coming back up. Look at the score: 1-2, 3-0, 3-0 at half time. Thoughts, Gabriel?
Well, I was just amazed. I mean, I didn't actually go to the game, but from what I've heard, we scored 5, but we could have actually scored more than 5. From what I heard, Terrell had a really good game. I thought I did go to the game against Blackburn on Tuesday night, and I thought when he came on for the last half hour, we looked really dangerous. And I think it was right that Rowett started him at Fulham, and I think he's putting so many through balls through for the attacking players that, from what other people had said, it was almost as if not everyone could always keep up with the through balls that he was putting in. But to score 5 goals away from home is fantastic. I think we've only done it twice since 1998.
6 against Millwall, was that the last one we did?
Yeah, and then Stoke before that.
Yes, yeah. Who?
Stoke away.
Say that again, please.
Stoke.
I have some supporters of the Chip Eaters listening in tonight. So say it again. Who did we put? 7 actually, wasn't it?
Oh, was it 7?
It was 7 goals. It was 7 goals at the Britannia Stadium. I was there, and it was against
Stoke.
Thank you very much.
Not that you're obsessed with them, Nick.
I'm not. It's just that I like to know who scored 7 goals against
Stoke.
Thank you. I'll probably get chewed when I get home now. But again, we went back to what seems to be the quick break system, and it worked again.
It works wonders away from home. Fulham had a game against Reading where they were 2-0 down not long ago, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? At home, they were 2-0 down, went 2-0 down, and come back to win 4-2 and scored 4 goals in the space of about 15-20 minutes. So their confidence would have been flying, and they would have backed themselves to get at us, to score goals against us. Yes, they scored 2, but the game was done by then. But it's just the way the players we've got. in the team, it suits us just so much down to the ground. The way we counter with pace, you know, the teams just can't handle us. Championship defences cannot handle the way we go forward.
For me,
Only
that's because they're set up in a completely different way. You know, we'll talk about the Blackburn game in a minute.
Sure.
You know, Blackburn allowed us to have possession on the halfway line. Fulham don't. You know, when we're away from home, teams aren't going to allow us to have possession on the halfway line and sit back deep, because the crowd will get on their back and the crowd demand that the home team tries to attack.
One of the things that really pleased me though is when we went 4-2 down in 93 minutes into the game, and then still managed to come back and sneak another one right at the end.
Well, that
sent the Blues fans home delirious.
Yeah, that was again the play broke down. Fulham were throwing everybody forward, and the ball gets to Solomon Otterball, and what a brilliant goal! You know, I keep using the word again, but
interference.
Yeah, we've the chat box has gone mental. Yeah, so I won't read what Doco said. Our partner, he said he's got the result and the crowd right, so where's his T-shirt?
We couldn't get one big enough.
We couldn't get one big enough. I love it. Have to say, this is SKC. I couldn't believe it standing there at Fulham. Had to say, I was just laughing at how easy it was when the fifth went in. Could have had anything we wanted.
Can I just comment on that? I've just heard on Radio Villa on the way here that 11 Villa fans were ejected from the ground for standing on Saturday. So that's something I want to have a little chat about after the for standing up. And not only are they ejected from the ground, they were given a police order and banned for 3 games, so they can't go back to the club till after the new year. So that's another thing I want to go through. Anyway, crack on with that shout box.
That was it. Other than Terrell was brilliant from Craig, and Viv is one for the future. I said that at the start.
Yeah, Viv
is
is definitely one for the future, and it's great that we've got these youngsters coming through. You know, because obviously Damari Gray is going to be looked at again in the January window. We'll come on to the January window later. But for somebody to be coming back up through the ranks again and to start to be a little name that starts to stick out like a sore thumb, so to speak.
I think as well, whenever he does come on, you're sort of excited about what he's going to do. I think there's always that plus point where when there's a player that's come up through the academy, I think that the fans or immediately take to them. I think there's an element that the players possibly want to sort of help them along. I think it tends to sort of just lift the mood of the team, and I'm always excited to watch Viv, because I think he's always quick, he's direct, he tries to take players on. That's the kind of player that you want to watch.
I think it's one of the most exciting things in any sport, isn't it? Watching a youngster learning his trade and getting it and working it out and just getting better and better. I can talk about Speedway, and we had a lad exactly the same at the beginning of the year, hadn't ridden a bike. 15 years old, best rider in the league by the end of the season.
Well, there you go. So it can be done.
It's just all about pace. I cannot reiterate enough how important it is. Premier League, Championship, whatever level you're at, if you've got pace going forward, you're going to worry defences. And Solomon Osborne showed.
Why can't we emulate that back at St Andrews?
Because teams don't allow us to do that. It's a completely different setup. Teams will sit back, let us have possession, and not allow the likes of Gray and Solomon Osborne to burst forward. Because they're going to run into players. They're going to run into a brick wall in terms of teams midfield. Wolves did it, Blackburn did it. Every time I went and had a look at the Blackburn game, they were set up 4 at the back, 5 in midfield, and Jordan Rhodes up top on the halfway line. And we had possession on the halfway line or in their half. Jordan Rhodes was on the halfway line, and we had 10 Blackburn players to get through. So Gray and Solomon Osborne, Magoma, whoever it is, can't get through in the way. So you have to learn to play a different way. But away from home, teams open up against us, and it suits our players down to the ground.
I think I was just going to sort of very much what you're saying. I think when you're playing at home and teams tend to sit deeper against you, you've got to in the opposition half, you've got to maybe be a little bit more composed and actually try to find the perfect sort of pass, which I think is where someone like John Terrell can sort of come in.
Definitely.
Whereas if you've got players with just raw pace, it's actually harder to break down a sort of a tighter unit, because they've not got that space to run into.
Graham, that just will want to run. against Blackburn, he kept coming in. These players want to be involved in the game, and they kept coming inside. And there weren't much space on the fullbacks were trying to get forward to create width, but it was making it easier for Blackburn to defend against if everybody's coming into the middle. But away from home, the defence is more open. The opposition midfield will come forward a bit more. And there's gaps in between the midfield and defence, which there aren't going to be when teams come to St Andrews now.
With the Blackburn game, when we were screaming at people to get into that space on the left side, it was just like another pitch on its own.
As Gabriel said, Terrell made the difference when he come on. We did actually look like we might be able to open them up. With his creativity, his ingenuity. Shinnie played okay from what I saw. I don't think he has the creative spark that Terrell's got, but I mean, we're leaving Keefton Bell out of the side at the moment, which shows how well Gleeson and Davis are playing. So, we've got options, and at home, I'd just like to see Terrell build that team around Terrell at home. Let him unlock everything, and then everybody else can play around that.
Okay. Again on the shout box, they're talking about exactly that. Channel K says, when the amount of money we've spent on this team, they work their arses off, and it's great. I feel like there needs to be a set strategy for home games than a different one at away games. I feel like we are always playing through the wings at home. I think it would be better to play some good football in the middle and try to break through that way.
When we did play good football against Wolves, and it was only for a few minutes after the second half, and we just split them open. And then we reverted back to the long ball again.
And SKC says, I'm fed up of... Oh, wrong one. At home, I've got to have people willing to shoot from distance. They don't give us space in behind. Score one from 25 yards and go one up, and they have to come out and leave space.
Yeah, we know Gleeson can shoot from 25 yards. He did it against Derby at home, and he's got another brilliant one at Fulham. The point about having a different strategy at home and away, I don't think that's necessary. I think the strategy is the same. We've got the two in front of the back four, and then your four attacking players, and how they play doesn't have to change. I think it's more personnel. You have Terrell in the team at the head, just behind Donaldson, to unlock teams at home. Away from home, he obviously against Fulham he was exceptional, but we've won games without Terrell in the team away from home. With a more solid midfield.
I'm just thinking that. I mean, I think at home we tend to play with a double pivot, sort of home or away, with Keefton Bell, Gleeson, and Davis. Two of them.
Two of the three. Yeah.
But I wonder if we need one player that's going to sort of get a little bit further forward, where when we come up against teams that are there just to defend.
Yeah.
I think we need another midfielder pushing a bit further forward, just to sort of outnumber them a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, whether that when Cottrell comes back, whether that could be Gray. Whether you say to Gray, he's always one that wants to get on the ball. We'd love to see Gray on the ball as much as possible. Whether you say to Gray, move into the middle, do your thing in the middle, run at central midfielders, find the gap in between midfield and defence, and use your ability in that position, rather than out wide, where really you're either going to beat the fullback and put a cross in, or you're going to cut inside and shoot. If he's in the middle,
would you have another left winger instead of Gray?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you could have Cottrell and Magoma out wide and Gray in the middle, behind Donaldson.
It didn't work against Blackburn. Gray coming through the middle. I don't
know. But he was out wide and trying to come into the middle.
That's why I couldn't understand. He was going
but
wide and then coming in.
Whereas if you say, we've got our two wingers, Cottrell and Magoma, maybe, Solomon Otterboy, whoever it may be, and you say to Gray that you're free, you have a free role, you find whatever space you can in between defence and midfield, and see what he can do there. But Terrell did it brilliantly against Fulham, so I think you give him a run now.
I think the other player...
we all sound like we know what we're talking about tonight. Something wrong.
Yeah, which newspaper are you reading? My sister likes your analogies, by the way. Analysis and your analogies. Yes, she does. Yeah. My sister. She's probably listening right now.
Thank you very much.
She said to me last week, 'cause we were at my auntie's funeral last Tuesday, which is another part of the reason why I couldn't come. But the other one was the fog. It was really horrible. And we travelled a 535 mile round trip in a day down right down to near Tenby in southwest Wales. And we were hoping then to get up for the Blackburn game, so we left on what we thought would be plenty of time to get back up, but got thrashed with the traffic at Cardiff and Bristol, so we couldn't make it. So the Blackburn game then. Why do you think we couldn't break Blackburn down? Have they really worked us out that well?
I mean, this phrase comes up again. Yeah. I saw it so many times again after the Blackburn game. Oh, teams have worked us out at St Andrews. I don't think it's a case of that. I
think it's just their game.
Fulham know how we were going to play at Fulham. And when we battered them 5-2, there's no secret about the way we play. No. We sit tight, we defend, and when we counter with pace.
Just talking to Fulham, has anybody analysed the fact that they scored 2 goals? They scored 2 goals with 10 men. And,
well, I mean, I think
Fulham.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, go on.
Because Gary Ratt after the game said, "I was actually quite disappointed with the goals that we conceded."
I don't mind conceding 2 if we score 5.
No, well,
as a fan you don't, but as a player you do want to know. And I think the one thing we would look at is dealing with big tall strikers, because when Matt Smith come on, I think he changed the game because he bullied. I think he was bullying the centre halves a bit, and I know he created the first goal when the header knocked down, didn't he, at the back post? So, but when you've scored 5 and 1 away from home, it's difficult. It's difficult to criticise, but if you are going to nitpick, I suppose it is that conceding 2. But they had nothing to lose. They were 3-0 down at home with 10 men. The manager's on the verge of being sacked, which we knew, and it turns out he was sacked. So the only thing they could do is throw everything at us. And
isn't that the third manager that's been sacked?
I think it is. And as you said at the start, they are a good team. Fulham are a good team. They beat Reading 4-2 at home the other week.
Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 different comments on the shout box. SKC, I'll come back to what I said last week. Christmas tree formation at home when we know teams are going to sit deep. Craig M said it's not a matter of figuring us out, it's more that our tactics are more suited to playing against teams that will go for the win. SKC also said Fulham didn't deserve the goals. And Doco said it's about time Torrell got a bit of form back, because the games he played beforehand, apart from the Reading game, was lacklustre.
How can Doco be making a constructive
I'll tell you what, he's hard to please, any Doco. He started the season on fire, Torrell, but he's a young kid.
Is he 22?
Yeah, he's early 20s, I think, isn't he? Last season was really his first full season of first team football on loan at Brentford. So I think, but maybe that's another feather in Rarrett's cap that he can see when a player needs resting for a few games. He went with the midfield 3 of Gleeson, Davis and Keefton Bell, left Terrell out, left Shinnie out, come back. Terrell comes back into the team as a starter and runs the show at Fulham.
I think for me, Terrell's going to be a really important player for us this season, because I think he's something a little bit different to what we've got. I mean, he's got experience of being at Barcelona and Arsenal. When you think of those clubs, you always think of sort of pretty passing and creativity. I think at the moment what we've got is a really solid, hard-working team, but I think Terrell gives us that little bit of sprinkling of genius. That creativity.
And like you say, coming through the Arsenal academy, coming through the Barcelona academy, he's going to be used to playing against teams who sit back, and try and defend against you. Do you know what I mean? So he is going to have, as he showed already this season, he's going to be the one that we look to when we are struggling to break teams down. I think he's going to be the one we look to, and as I say, if he's playing behind Donaldson in the way he did against Fulham, I don't think it matters whether we're at home or away. I think he's good enough to break teams down at times.
I'd just like to let my sister know that isn't me coughing, by the way. because she did accuse me of doing all the coughing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't me. All right,
Not this time.
Just I have to clear these things up, Chris.
What do we make of the Guinness toffees, by the way?
I haven't
Anybody
had my
tried
Guinness
them?
Very
toffee
nice.
yet.
Very nice,
I'm gonna
yeah,
get my
okay.
Guinness toffee on the way home.
Okay.
But what I would like to say is that I'm a bit disappointed that, not being funny, that you had goodies here last week when I wasn't here.
We had loads of goodies.
And yet once again today, one
Really nice,
Guinness
yeah.
toffee between us.
I'd like to say I haven't had one.
Yeah.
You refuse, Chris.
In case
didn't you?
my Slimming World consultants listening, I haven't had
To
one.
be honest,
But excuse me, can I just say that there are other reputable swimming clubs? as
luckily,
well?
That's correct, yeah.
luckily, Oliver's not coming in tonight because I ate all his sweets anyway. So.
Bless him.
Chesterfield 1-0 up against FC United of Manchester.
Well, there you go. There you go. We'll have a look at the FA Cup draw. I think sometime after the half time, if we get enough time today. One thing I would like to say is going back to my initial poem that I read out earlier. I would like to say a very, very, very special thanks to a guy called Alan Spuds Taylor for coming down from Blackburn to my hometown yesterday to say hello to my other half, obviously being Remembrance Day, and my other half never came back from Afghanistan. And for putting in an absolute stunning guest appearance. He has a dog, this is a man, right, let me just tell you this team. This is a man who goes round, finds an old war grave and mows it, does it all up, puts poppies around it and everything, and photographs it and put it on the internet. Now, Sharon's kind of a little bit revered by him, and he was down at the National Arboretum, so all week I've been trying to get him this guest appearance with the time and everything. I won't go into it, but it was absolutely perfect, and I'm ever so grateful to the man for coming down and making quite a dark day in the year, one with quite a massive smile on it. Lovely man, and he has a dog called, I think it's Neville or something like that, something like that, and he's taught this dog to sit to attention when the last post is played. How clever is that? How clever is that? Top man, friend of the show, Right, okay, back onto football matters then.
Craig, can I just read this one out?
Yeah,
I'd really like to see Shinnie and Terrell play together. When you have two players with such creative ability, why not use them in games where we need to take it to the opposition? I raised this point last week. I don't think we're good enough to go in with both of them in the same team. I think we do need the midfield too. The shield in front of the back four. I don't know where Shinnie and Terrell would play then in the same team, because I don't think neither of them would. I'd want them playing in that midfield too.
You see, what we don't want to do is do what Kenny Jackett's done this year and start to experiment all over.
Well, exactly.
The place, you know what I mean? When we've got a side
table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming into November, we're sixth in the table. We don't need to change anything. I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't want to change anything at the moment, and I don't think they're planning on changing anything. Maybe just the odd tinker at home to try and break these things down. But as I say, I think that's more of a not a positional, not a tactical switch, more a personnel switch.
Do you think this international break's going to help again? It's another week with no football.
It gives Cottrell a rest.
I don't think it helped. I don't think it did much damage last.
No, well, we come back and won 2 away games, didn't we? So,
definitely.
As I say, Cottrell was. You could tell Cottrell was carrying a knock. He was in and out of the team. When he was in the team, he wasn't performing great. You could tell he was feeling his knee. 20 minutes into the Blackburn game, I saw him doing stretches.
Well, that's funny because I think for me, I didn't think Cottrell had that good a game either. But a lot of people were saying that he played really well, or I think he won the man of the match award.
Yeah, he did. Well, when I was walking around the concourse at the time when that was announced, there was a lot of, how on earth has that happened when Cottrell's man of the match was announced?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, but
I'd have given it to Davis or Gleeson.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Ducko's saying, Chris Pugh says I'm hard to please. The other week I hated everyone, including the hot dog stand at the back of the Tilton.
It's not true at all. I certainly don't. I wouldn't say anything bad against my employers.
And Craig M says, if not a change of formation at home, then there has to be a different mentality and or approach to the game, a quicker tempo, etc.
Yeah, tempo is a good word actually, because we were, the Blackburn game, we did have a lot of possession on the halfway line, staring down the Blackburn midfield and defence, and sometimes maybe it is just that, but we have played a lot of games, and I don't want to make that as an excuse, considering we then go score 5 at Fulham the Saturday after. But
I think part of the problem at the Blackburn game was we came into it when we'd just lost 2 games, and I think there was maybe an element of caution from Rowett saying, let's not go all out again to try and win this. Let's sort of make sure we keep the shape and don't, because we don't want to lose 3 games on the trot. So maybe there was sort of a bit of caution there as well, maybe from the players as well, because we weren't.
I think he made the point, didn't he, afterwards, that it was important not to lose, to stop the rot of losing games. But as you say, then
and again,
you've got a point. You're keeping the top 6 because other teams around us have lost, and then we go and
one of the things
to Fulham.
I wrote in my opening notes is that we scored half as many goals as what the Villa have scored all season.
Well, I don't like to comment on half-ranked teams from across the expressway, but it's just another example of how the atmosphere has changed, how things have turned around in the space of a year. 6th in the table.
It's been an incredible journey.
Yeah,
this last 12 months. To come to the Tilton Talk Show on a Monday with a smile on your face is something that we haven't done for 3 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I'm finding it quite scary. So.
Should we be honest with you? Welcome back.
Yeah, but these results are going to happen to us, because they happen to everybody, with the exception of Hull, who look like they're going to run away with it. Derby lost against Forest on Friday night. I didn't see that coming. I'm looking at someone like Sheffield Wednesday, who have been on a great
Forest play well in that game though?
Forest did. They started really well. Sheffield Wednesday is a team I look at, and I think maybe they can push themselves in. They go to Charlton, who haven't won in God knows how long, and lose 3-1. So these teams are going to lose.
We've got Wednesday coming up soon, haven't we?
And Charlton, I think. So teams are going to drop points in this league, and so are we. We have to accept that this is the league it is. It's a ridiculous league, and the longer we can keep winning away from home and picking up points at home, hopefully winning. But we'll be there or thereabouts.
Fantastic away sport, 4,000.
Oh,
incredible! That's a quarter of our normal home gate. One in 4 people have made that journey down to Fulham. 4,000.
It's a great away day though, Fulham. From the days I used to go away or home, every season, every game away from home, Fulham was always a really enjoyable one.
I think there's something about London away days that
that's always fun of going down to London, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see how many we take to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, not many.
Not quite the same. Pull though, has it?
No, Middlesbrough or Fulham.
Middlesbrough versus the boat ride across the Thames. And some lovely, amazing comments actually from Fulham fans over the last couple of days. I don't know whether you've seen them on Birmingham City Fan Talk. Have you? There are of course other very good web pages out there. One of which we will mention. Our friends. Should we mention our friends, Chris?
Go on, mention our friends.
BCFC followers.
Say it again.
BCFC followers. Well done,
BCFC followers.
BCFC followers.
There we go.
There you go.
Everybody has now mentioned BCFC followers.
We don't mention them so well.
No, we don't. We don't
mention who?
BCFC followers.
Oh, okay.
We said that together, Chris. Should we do it again?
Yeah.
BCFC followers.
Very good. Let's move on.
BCFC followers.
Friends of the show.
Just one more time. Yeah, friends of the show, absolutely. SKC says his throat is still recovering. Hasn't helped my under-8s team that I manage. Played on Sunday in a blinder of a game, so he couldn't shout to the kids, hey, move! SKC says the thing is we can stay solid but still play the ball quickly and show some added creativity. And not sure, Channel K, not sure how Cott's got man of the match against Blackburn.
Seems to be like that.
He had a blinder. That's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? Fulham were class away day last year. Also, the back of the stand just made of chicken wire, as the stand is made of wood. Then believes make the ground shake.
Yeah. But as I say, it was always one I look forward to. The Fulham away, London games away from home were always, especially on a Saturday where you could make a weekend of it. But so I think most teams take that down to Fulham.
Yeah, they do actually.
Okay, then just before half time, I'm going to set you a little bit of a, not a questionnaire as much, but you can add and join in this, but please don't use Google Doco, or else you'll only be accused of cheating.
Is that
Oh,
your
we
wife
wouldn't want
who's
that,
just
would we?
commented on
We
the
certainly
shout
wouldn't want
box?
that. Right, okay. Just after half time, both Chris Brown and myself have got a major
Is that your
revelation.
wife on the shout box?
Sharon, dog is called Lenny. Lenny, the dog's called Lenny. Beg your pardon. No, not wife. No. Christopher.
Sorry, apologies.
No, you do. The dog is called Lenny. You're a
So
bit,
who is she?
well, I don't know, but all I can say is that she's like 10 minutes late on that comment. You know what I mean? Which is about like what my dinner's going to probably be when I get home.
We're never going to know, are we?
No. I'll let you know. I'll let you know on the dinner.
Okay.
The Fulham fan who commented on the fan page said that this year's atmosphere was even better than last year, and he said
I
respect to
imagine
your,
it would be scoring 5 goals.
respect to your supporters. He said they're absolutely brilliant, electric. So, but he's had some cracking comments back as well, which has been nice, and there's been some real proper football talk between two sets of supporters that have just engaged with each other. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like a Bruges kind of effect, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Not really, no.
You don't get it.
It's a bit different. I think. All I'd say, it's probably nice for him to see feel an atmosphere being a Fulham fan, because they don't really get much down there, do they? They're pretty poor away support. So
I'm not quite sure what Doco's going on there.
So here's the little tester and
Just say
teaser
yes.
for you, my lovely.
yes, they have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Doco. Here's a little tester and teaser. Apparently, Fulham have sacked their manager straight after, but certainly after the Birmingham City game.
Yeah.
I want you to name as many managers that have been sacked after playing Birmingham City as you possibly can. Crack it in half time. I'm sure that we'll be back in about 5, 6, so minutes. We'll just.
Yeah, okay. Should we just read that one?
Well, you can do. Yeah. Hi guys, haven't been able to tune in for the last few weeks. Hope you're all well. Great to see Blues and their goal drought with a thumping win over Fulham. The best is the best test will be Brighton and Middlesbrough away over the next few weeks. If we can get a couple of good results, then I think it's time to realistically talk about the playoffs.
Well, if we don't lose,
And that's our roving reporter, by the way.
Ollie,
Yes,
yeah.
Ollie,
if we don't lose at Brighton or Middlesbrough, then we've played Hull away, Burnley away, Brighton away,
Yes.
Middlesbrough away.
We've got Derby to do as well, don't we?
Well, we've got Derby away still to go, but they're would you say the top 4?
Gotta be.
Probably
Gotta be,
at the end of the season. Hull, Burnley, Brighton and Middlesbrough. I think they're looking like pretty solid playoff contenders. If we don't, if we go unbeaten against Brighton and Middlesbrough, pick up your home wins against we got Charlton coming up, haven't we? Then we have to be discussed about, because
So you're prepared to do that, like after those away games?
I will discuss our promotion credentials in a month's time.
Let's put it till
First show in December.
First-
Ask me about
the
our
first show in
promotion.
December.
When's Brighton and Middlesbrough away?
Brighton is in December, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Why don't you do it the last show before Christmas?
Ask me. Yes, last show before Christmas.
The last
Ask me
show
about our
before
promotion.
Christmas. That could be a Doco special.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
So the last show before Christmas, then we will talk earnestly and sincerely about Blues' potential for a possible. You're smiling. You're smiling.
I'm not smiling.
You are smiling. You have that
No.
Chris Pugh smirk on your face. We must capture that one of these days, Chris. We must get the phone out and capture the Chris Pugh smirk. And so you're willing then Christmas.
I'll discuss our
Okay.
promotion credentials last show before Christmas.
Perfect, wonderful. Right, okay. Now do listen in. Do stay with us for after the half time, because we have something pretty amazing coming up.
revelation,
Some
isn't it?
revelation. It's
for the Blues.
it's a very serious revelation as well, Chris, isn't it? Something that had me practically wetting my pants the other day, but there you go. I should just leave it at that, and we'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant a Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point at home when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the Tigers tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand.
Always try to look ahead. Don't spend all your time in bed. Get up, you little sleepyhead. The wolves are rolling on. Always drink the lemonade. Always dodge the hand grenades. You know you're bound to get a few. The wolves are rolling on. It's easy just to be a fool. For every turn be a jewel. Just polish every bit of it. The wolves are rolling on. The future's still ahead of you. The past is nothing you can do. It's gone, just let it go. The wolves are rolling on. The rules of life are very simple. If you don't go after what you want, you won't get what you need. Always try to look ahead. Don't spend all your time in bed. Get up, you little sleepyhead. The world's a rolling on. The weather isn't always sun. It doesn't have to stop the fun. You'll get wet anyway, and the wolves are rolling on. The rules of life are very simple. If you do not have the strength to ask, then the answer's always no. Always try to look ahead. Don't spend all your time in bed. Get up, you little sleepyhead. The wolves are rolling on. Get up, you sleepyhead. The wolves are rolling on. You little sleepyhead. The wolves are rolling on.
Is that Chris Brown singing?
It certainly is.
There we go. You've just had it all the way off the horse's mouth, shall we say. Could you just read that tweet out from Tom Rotter, my good friend?
Yeah, he's just tweeted that David Cottrell will be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a knee injury.
Okay, so that's bad news. So that could mean even longer, because you know what some of these predictions are like sometimes.
Yeah, possibly. I think it just means that we'll go with the same team that played against Fulham.
And I'm quite happy with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Quite happy with that. Okay, well, we have been warning you all week that there is a little bit of a revelation coming up on Sports Radio. We haven't even told the guys in here what we've been up to, so the Chris Pugh smile hasn't quite materialised. There it is. There you go. See, did you see it? But GA is beaming all over his face because he hasn't got a clue, and Ollie is leaning forward with trepidation.
Chris wet himself again.
I think it might be a bit shocked.
I have a statement that I must read out from an email that both Chris and I received last week.
Now, we did have some gothic music to play in the background, but it's gone.
Has it gone? You could have played that one that you played at the start.
No, I could have, yeah.
Never mind. Go on, do it. Do it. Right, okay. And the email is as follows. This notice hereby confirms that Chris Brown and Nick Spall are ordained members of the clergy of the Church of Spiritual Humanism. The date of that ordination was the 11th of the 5th, 5th of the 11th, 2015. Congratulations and welcome. The Church of Spiritual Humanism is happy to inform you that your ordination has been reviewed and approved, and you are now officially ordained clergy members.
Thank you, my son.
You are now entitled to all privileges and courtesies normally offered to ordained members of the clergy. Your record of ordination has been entered into the official permanent records of the Church of Spiritual Humanism. Ordinations by the Church of Spiritual Humanism are for life and awarded completely without monetary charge. As an ordained member of the clergy, you are hereby authorised by the CSH to officiate religious rites and ceremonies, including marriage, baby naming, funeral services, invocations, holiday ceremonies, as permitted and subject to the laws and regulations of your country. It is important before you officiate any civil ceremony such as marriages that you comply with all laws governing your locality. The Church of Spiritual Humanism promotes religious-based reason. As a member of the CSH clergy, it is your charge to strive to base your actions upon and influence others to be motivated by deliberation and reason, and not irrational and emotional. Furthermore, your responsibilities are to peacefully follow the proper course of action and to avoid infringing the rights of others. You are alone responsible for your actions as a member of the clergy. You will now forever be known as Reverend Brown.
Thank you.
And I shall now forever be known as
Father Spall.
We worked that out last week. Now, the reason behind this, Mr. Brown,
we could throw a little spiritual
analysis,
on St Andrews and maybe help it along a bit.
Absolutely. I mean, since we've been clergy members, you found was it £20?
£10.
£10 note.
Yeah.
You got put onto Radio Planet Radio.
Yeah.
The Blues have won 5-2.
Yeah.
Only since we've.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've just found an extra beer that wasn't there last week.
Do you know God is good? God is good.
He works in very mysterious.
Doesn't he just, Christopher Kuhn? Doesn't he just? So what do you think about sitting in the midst of two members of the clergy now?
Absolutely no interest whatsoever.
But if it helps the spiritual cause of the Blues, then
I'm looking forward to my first marriage.
Well, the thing, what we said to Chris the other day was, we could clean up at St Andrews. We could do the marriage ceremony at St Andrews. I could DJ it afterwards, and then he could do the cleaning.
Spot on.
You know,
everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. So it gives us the right to actually marry people, Christopher.
It's scary, isn't it?
Oh, Chris Pugh is shaking his head with disapproval.
Dismay.
Dismayed. Why are you dismayed?
Just no words sometimes, isn't it?
Well.
Blue Hopper says, don't forget to piddle in the corners of where the floodlights were. Ta-da!
And apparently I've got my certificate coming next week, so it's exciting stuff.
I didn't bother with the certificate.
No.
$14 for a certificate.
couldn't be bothered.
No, couldn't be bothered. Couldn't be bothered. So there you are. We are.
Did Doco send this in?
Reverend Brown and Father Spall.
Wow.
Forever.
Forever.
You've all been blessed.
Forever.
Been blessed.
Forever. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, Chris, it seems lighter in here this week.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I just think I want something of what you've been taking. It's those toffees. That's where it is.
I was genuinely in hysterics the other day, right? Chris did it first and sent me all the details, right? And we've just got to do this. It's just got to be a double act. This has got to be a double act.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. I've always fancied being ordained. I'm not religious, but in some sort of spiritual way, right? So what I did, I went through them all, and I picked the one that had the least to fill in.
That's very spiritual.
Yeah.
But having said that, you know, there's a gentleman on here called R.A. Zorga, who's the president.
He's
of
the president,
CSA.
yeah.
President. Oh, president.
He's pastor.
Pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Dutchy from the left-hand side.
That was my joke.
I've actually made Chris Pugh laugh with my joke. We had 2 sniggers and a shake of the shoulder.
No, it's past the $14 over to me.
So yes, so there we are, 2 ordained members of the church. May God bless you, my son. Honestly, I couldn't stop laughing literally throughout the course of the day.
You've got 3 people who are absolutely got nothing to say.
But you're also absolutely speechless as well.
Conversation's dried up.
Ollie says I'm not religious.
we?
Is that Chris Brown says, are you having a giraffe? And Blue Arbor says it's a letter from the FA. Didn't get that one? Is it the right? No. We didn't get a letter from the FA, no. Okay,
Back to football.
Should we talk football now, Chris?
I think that'd be quite a big relief.
Go ahead, my son.
Okay, so sacked managers then. We have a few in here. There are a few up on the shout box. Could you rumble through the shout box ones without coughing, because that wasn't me again?
Excuse me.
All right, all the best. Doco says Nick and Chris might be members of the clergy, but I'm an ambassador and a budding Solihull councillor, so there.
Yeah, right, okay.
An ambassador. Doco, an ambassador.
Oh, yes, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be a
And
councillor.
do you go to council meetings dressed up as Father Christmas?
Or an elf.
Or was the elf? Was the Irish elf? Oh, diddly diddly doy, diddly diddly doy. Right, okay, sack managers then. What have you got?
Oh, there's loads.
What, today? Or
Well,
this week?
no. For any time that Blues have played,
Oh, that's right.
the manager's got sacked the following day.
Can I suggest one?
Go for it. Yeah.
David Flitcroft at Barnsley.
David Flitcroft at Barnsley. Somebody's asked who was the manager at Leeds when Ziggy netted 4 times.
Simon Grayson.
Simon Grayson, that
yeah.
one.
Was
Yeah.
Paul Jewell sacked after playing Blues? If not, he should have been.
I certainly know that Alex McLeish was sacked from Nottingham Forest after playing.
Steve McLaren
Steve
was
McLaren,
Forest as well
absolutely.
after we won.
Nigel Adkins at Reading. He beat them 6-1 last season.
Yeah,
Yes.
good one, that one.
Please, might we start thinking of a bit of a bogey team?
And this has stopped working, so... Okay.
Get Chris to lay hands on it, it'll be fine. It started working again, it has actually started working, there you go.
The spiritual healer.
That scared me. Do the lights flicker as well?
So I've got a few here from SKC. Rosler, Evans, Goran Eriksson off the top of his head.
Yeah.
Billy Davis.
Billy Davis, yes.
Yeah, I said Billy
McLaren,
Davis.
Evans of Rotherham.
Yeah.
Didn't the Judas go not long
Yes,
after?
he did, absolutely. No,
I
yes,
mentioned that one,
straight, almost straight after, yeah.
Malcolm Crosby.
Malcolm Crosby, who was he with?
Ooh, was he?
Well,
I thought he was at...
And that's
Middlesbrough,
all I've got.
wasn't he?
Who did you say?
Well, he was our caretaker manager for
He
us.
was, yes.
Yeah.
He
He
was.
was at Middlesbrough for that, wasn't he? Yeah.
And Channel Case isn't to say you two guys have no time on your hands. Healing hands, might I add. Healing hands.
Healing hands.
Right, okay. Good stuff. Super 6. Let's do Super 6, shall we? How did you do, Chris?
I got 9 points
You got
this week,
9
so-
this week. I got 8.
12.
12. You're not in it?
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Oh, and you
Oh, I'm
didn't
getting
do
the
it.
trophy next week, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Just tell Blue Hubber.
Right. Okay. Well, Sharon's lad got 19 points this week.
Pardon?
Sharon's lad, yeah, the Stoke fan that's on our Super
Oh, right,
6 got
okay.
19 points this
Who's
week.
the one just above me now? The new one that's come in? Because
That would be everybody.
Everybody.
I'm only 1 point behind that.
But now you're an ordained minister, Chris. Perhaps this is something that you
should
need
know,
to
should
deal
know,
with.
really,
You
yeah.
need to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, you need to
Okay.
get it sorted. Yeah. We'll try and get 22 points. 4 correct scores.
Right, wait for Ollie.
Could you imagine? Right, okay. That Super 6 was won this weekend, the £250,000, right?
Shared, isn't
Can you imagine jumping up and down in your setting and then all of a sudden finding out that you've shared it with 39 other people? 40 winners on Super 6 this weekend.
goodness.
40 winners.
Still a few bob, isn't it? Yeah.
What's 250,000 divided by 40? There you go.
Yeah, but we'll carry the force.
24,
yeah.
about,
Quite a few.
yeah, about 7, 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8 grand, isn't it?
Better than a smack in the eye with a wet lettuce, I suppose. But, you know, especially when you just told your gaffer that you give up your job
Yeah,
and done
'cause
it.
you've worked 50
And then you find out there's 39 other people and you've got 8k to your name. Yeah. Not so clever
I
then,
shall
is
have the
it?
trophy here on the table next week.
Blue Hobber says, great week for Ollie. 6 grand
six,
for the winners.
yeah.
Thanks ever so much. Okay.
That's all right.
Right, let's just have a look at the Super 6 table, shall we? Leagues, and here we go, Tilton Talk.
You must be climbing a bit now.
You know, Christopher, I am. I'm 10th
You
at
are?
the moment. We've got 13 players currently. So Chris Brown, you rock bottom
Yeah.
with 15 points.
Yep, I know.
Was it
15?
Not 15.
More than that.
League table, 28, 20. Oh, I read the wrong one.
50.
Beg your pardon. 65 points.
65, yeah.
Do beg your pardon. Julio Andre Monterio da Silva, 66. Stephen Simpson, 81. Me, 82. Denise Bishop, 87. Chris Pugh, 95. Ooh. Oh.
Needs improvement.
My sister Pat, 97. 97, and she did gloat when I was down in Tenby the other day about the fact that she was above me on Super 6. Then comes Craig Masters, 98. Ollie Osborne, 103. Steve Cale, 105. Gareth Hudson, the Stokey, 111. Daniel Bishop, 117. And Hobber is at the top with 126.
Cruising.
Hobber got 28.
I don't know,
Was
huh?
it 28?
Cruising
bad
at
week.
the top.
He doesn't have a bad week, though, does he?
No, it's very consistent.
A bad week to him is if he gets less than
10.
12.
Yeah, less than 10.
The strange thing is, right, is I'm in position 10th, right, on this round. I'm in position 10th over this month. I'm in position 10th over the season. So I'm kind of 10th, really.
10th, yeah. 10 Commandments.
10. Oh, Chris.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scary.
Give me a tablet of stone quickly.
Bang it over his head.
So this round,
I think you
congratulations have to go to Ollie, 22 points, and then Gareth straight behind him with 19. My sister Pat with 14. Bitch. Hobber with 14, slipping down there this round. Danny Bishop with 13, Chris Pugh 12, Steve Simpson 11, Chris Brown 9, Steve Cale 9, me only 8, Craig Masters 7, Denise Bishop 7, and Mr. Da Silva 0. It didn't look like he played. If he did play, he was naff. Mr. Brown is lower than a shark.
I'm not sure it
Like a
is.
shark. What? What's
Shall we
the-
say manure?
poop. Shark poop in the Super 6. He's been spending too much time getting ordained. Okay. Well, I spent the same amount of time as well. Doco and Marie Curie Ambassador, which is good. We like that. And we'll be rattling me tin on the 4th of December in Solihull Town Centre, so get your pennies out.
Oh, yeah, I'll be up
I'm
there.
sure we'll
I'll be
certainly
up there,
do that.
Doco.
And think Hobber should take a break next week and give us all a chance in the interest of sportsmanship and fair
Yeah,
play.
I think so.
SKC, I think you've got no chance.
No.
No
No,
chance.
no
Hobber's
chance.
enjoying his high life up there on the top of the table. And
Take no prisoners.
Blue Hobber, let's see, no relegation from the league this season.
No,
There you go.
Next season.
Next
is
season.
relegation.
Yeah.
So what do you get relegated to?
You're not allowed
Tilton
to play.
Talk 2.
Tilton
Yeah.
Talk 2 League.
That's where all the crap... Well, it's me. I'm going to go. Yeah.
So any newcomers that we have next year then are automatically in Tilton
Yeah, I
Talk
think we'll
2.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah?
Newcomers go into Tilton Talk 2. Yeah.
Right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Ollie,
Yeah, we'll do that.
Sorry, Ollie, Gabriel.
Keep calling me on.
Well, it's, you know, your voice has dropped and changed and one thing or another, you know. Don't recognise you anymore from the wee young man that used to sit here not so long ago wrecking the place every time.
Does
I
getting
came in.
ordained make you blind? Is that what you're telling us? 'Cause his
don't-
voice changing doesn't change his appearance.
No, but I'm half deaf anyway.
Eh?
You didn't catch me on that one. Okay, that's Super 6 done, so good luck to everybody for it's going to be the week after. No, there'll be the Championship.
League 1 and 2.
Yeah, League 1 and 2 this week, yeah. Well, next subject we're going to talk about then is nothing to do with religion.
Good.
Brum. goodies. We've done that one. Blackburn, we've done that one. Fulham, manager sacking. Any more coming through? Any more sacked managers? No.
No, sacked managers,
What's
no.
the name?
What's the name of the church you two are vicars of?
Oh, well, the Church of St Andrews, of course.
Of course, yeah.
St Andrews Church.
St Andrews.
Father Brown? No, Reverend Brown, sorry.
Yeah, Father Paul.
Yeah. Good to see everybody getting a goal. Not everybody, but 5 different players.
Yeah,
For the Fulham
definitely.
game.
Yeah, Donaldson getting on the score sheet as well, which he deserves for the work rate he puts in every week. So yeah, it's always nice to have goals coming from different areas of the pitch. Robinson got a couple the other week. So
I mean, one of the things I like about Donaldson, I was thinking this Blackburn game on Tuesday, is that even when things don't always go his way, he'll keep running for balls and he'll keep sort of putting the effort in. And I think it's that kind of attitude that actually helps you, maybe win games that you should draw or draw games that you should lose if you keep going to the end. And
So are we talking about Donaldson, are we?
Donaldson,
I thought his work rate was pretty good on
it was.
at Blackburn.
Yeah.
It was quite good.
yeah, I mean,
I would have actually given him.
It brings
man
the
of
other
match, to be
people
honest.
into play as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you've got the attacking players going forward and Donaldson's leading the line well. Then.
And another plus blue hopper says Brock Madsen scored today in the friendly, which is
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, 1-0 win. Yeah.
right. The draw for the FA Cup final has been made. We're just going to quickly run through, see if there's any games that stick out, like being classics.
We have got some of the ones that will just stand out automatically. Portsmouth, Accrington, Stanley is one. There's a all non-league tie. Stourbridge at home to Eastleigh, so that's guaranteed one non-league team in the third round. Northwich Victoria or Boreham Wood will be away to Northampton. Grimsby Town non-league will be at home to Shrewsbury. Rochdale Bury, which is a really big big Manchester derby that is, so that'll be a great tie. Two struggling teams in League 2. Yeovil will play Stevenage. Welling United non-league are at home to Carlisle, who had a great win at Plymouth in the first round this weekend. Millwall take on Wickham. Altrincham will be away to Colchester United.
Because Altrincham have had loads of cup shocks, haven't they?
They have. They're quite we know about it. Yeah, exactly. For Salford City, obviously the class of '92 back team at home to Hartlepool United, so they'll be looking for another shock there to get into the third round.
Stelling won't be liking that one, will
No,
he?
he won't fancy that one. Whitehawk, who pulled off a victory against Lincoln, was it? I think 5-3 at the weekend, will be away to Dagenham, Redbridge or Morecambe, so a league team that they've got to face. And Braintree or Oxford will play Forest Green Rovers. So I think that's most of the non-league teams done. Aldershot or Bradford will be at home to Chesham United, who won away at Bristol Rovers as well. So
I'm surprised that because they're 7th tier, I think.
yes, they are. I think they're the lowest team in it now. I think Chesham United, and they won away at Bristol Rovers. So. Some good ties for the non-league sides there, and obviously Stourbridge against Eastleigh means they'll be guaranteed to be one non-league team in the third round draw.
And that's where we come.
That's where we come in.
Did you see who Walsall have got up?
Sorry.
Sorry. Didn't realise.
United of Manchester or Chesterfield.
Oh, right,
It's
okay.
really Chesterfield.
Yes,
Oh,
they're
right.
yeah. Chesterfield were
Because
winning.
they're 2-0 up at half time. So.
I will just check on
You say
Walsall.
2-0 at half time there, Chesterfield, yeah. Okay.
Because Dean Saunders took over.
Walsall will travel to Chesterfield,
Yeah.
because they're beating FC United of Manchester. So Walsall will travel to Chesterfield in the second round as the highest ranked team left in the competition at the moment, being the League One leaders.
Yeah, it's good to see as well, isn't it?
Because they could get into the championship the next season,
Yeah.
Walsall. So
Yeah.
I think that would be good for Blues to get them a
No,
place.
it'd be better for Villa.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Whoa!
Two local derbies there. You got
It's too early.
3. Sorry.
It's too early to comment, Chris.
Told
isn't
you,
it?
it's too early.
Are you gonna make that prediction then at Christmas as well at the same time?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we'll talk about the two Birmingham teams
Yeah.
specifically and Walsall.
Okay.
No, actually,
We'll
what
have
we'll do,
we'll have a
we'll do
Midlands
we'll do
mid-season
a
review.
a Midlands mid-season review on where we
Yeah.
think everybody's going to end up,
Okay.
and that will be Christmas. I don't
Last
know
one
if you
before
could get the
Christmas.
date up on there, Chris. We'll find out what date we're actually going to do that show. November, December. That will be on Monday, the 21st of December, 2015, 7:30 till 9. That will be the Midlands mid-season review to see where.
State of the Union.
Keep praying, sir. Keep praying.
Salford to beat Hartlepool and draw Man United in the third round. That'd be a taster one, wouldn't it? For the class of '92 after playing Man United.
Have you been watching it?
I have seen. I saw the last one. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah,
I haven't seen any of it.
yeah, it's quite interesting. It's nice to see a team like that. Although they are
It's how
backed
football
by the
used
class
to
of
be. Well,
'92.
should be, really.
The ground,
Yeah.
the people working at the club are still really club based people, and it's nice to see them get some recognition.
But what I'm surprised about that is that the Class 92 have actually been criticised in saying that they've made non-league boring because Salford are going to dominate the league that they're in because they've got so much money. But I actually disagree because I think it brings more attention to non-league and it's going to get more people to games and give potentially local clubs.
And they're not the
more
only
income.
thing. They're not the first thing to do it. Ebbsfleet broke the dam, if you like, with non-league football.
Well, Crawley and Salford as well.
Crawley, yeah, exactly. They throw non-league teams have been throwing money at teams for years now, for 5-10 years, to try and get to the promised land of league football.
And I think Eastleigh are going to try and do a similar thing.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of teams who are doing it now. Yeah.
Ollie says, did you know that Danny Webber is on £1,000 a week there? Didn't mention that, did they?
Well, that's another one that's, this is the way non-league football's going.
Yeah.
The more money that is ploughed into the Premier League, it might not seem like it, but it is going to trickle down.
Yeah.
It is going to trickle down, and if the Neville, Scholes, but gigs are going to back Salford, then they're going to have the opportunity to pay players this money. So.
I'm not so sure about that because I think that the success of the Premier League, in a way, because so many people watch it, there's also that danger that it might stop people from going to their non-league clubs because there's football to watch on TV.
It seems we've started something, Chris. Doco has just become a vicar of the Church of Enlightenment.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying, but the people who go to Salford will still go to Salford regardless. I think the people who work there have obviously that woman was working there for 26 years, was it? She's been working there, so it is nice just to get that club atmosphere back in the spotlight. I think.
I love the fact that the coach forgot to bring the balls for training. That was
Yeah.
classic. Balls, my balls.
Didn't that happen at Blues once? I'm pretty sure it did.
Can't think.
Yeah, can't think anyway. Any news from the ladies, Chris? Anything at all?
The development side. It was the first round of the Development Cup, the one that they won last year. So we went to Sheffield FC ladies development to, in a bid to retain our cup. But Sheffield put out an incredibly strong team, arguably 8 or 9 of their first team. So it's a development. Well, there's no stipulation as to who you can and can't play, especially a team like Sheffield who are. FA Premier League, they're not in the WSL.
Doesn't that bring the word development into kind of disrepute, if you know what I mean?
Yes and no. I mean, I can see how it. I can see how it. Obviously, going on to it, that Blues lost 5-2. So we're out of the cup, but it's good for those girls. I think we had the chat with Anna, didn't we? The one week who's left the development side. And moved to Coventry City to play Coventry United, to play regular Premier League football as opposed to development football, and she said in the phone conversation that we had that it's improved her as a player, to be able to play against adults, basically, female players who have been plying their trade for 10-15 years now, who know what it's like to play week in, week out. So in a way, it's nice for the development girls, and it was our girls. There was, I think, Coral Haynes played, and There was a couple who have been in and out of the first team, but no first team regulars.
I mean, do you think that's why they have the rule that you can play anyone from your first team? Because I think in men's football they stop at a certain number of people who are above a certain age.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But from a, it's always nice to win cups and trophies, and it would have been nice to go through. But for the development of those Blues ladies, girls, it's good to play against a team of players that play week in, week out at a decent level, which the Premier League, they are going to be used to. Anna said she gets kicked a lot more. She's involved in a lot more physical battles in the Premier League than she is in development league. So I think it's good for the girls to get that experience of playing stronger players. Even though we lost, I think it'll be good for their development on the whole.
Has there been any comings and goings yet, or is it
No, I think it's too early for that. I think.
That's my next question. Was going to be: is Karen Carney still a Blues player?
Karen Carney is still a Blues. Of course, she's still a Blues player.
Are you sure?
Never in doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's too probably looking at towards the start of the year.
When does this season start, the ladies? Then
for full team, we'll be back about March.
Right, so we'll probably know a bit more come the 21st
January,
of December.
February. Yeah. January, February.
We'll do our Midlands roundup, Midlands Christmas roundup with all the frivolities, might I ask.
But there's rumours every other week about
but then there's
big players going all over the place. Yeah, exactly. So we won't know until
pinch of
start
salt
the
until such time as pen to paper, so to
yeah.
speak. Right.
Can I just make on the Tilton Talk Facebook page earlier? We did say we'd make a comment. John Bagnall. Any comments on the charade of Joe Hart and Gested, referring to the throw-in at the Villa Man City game at the weekend and the subsequent fracas at Villa Park on Sunday? I don't know if anybody watched it or what.
I didn't watch the Villa Park game.
I saw that game, but I'm surprised people have even made an issue of it. I mean, the player threw the ball back.
Yeah.
And
he
then
threw it a bit hard, didn't he?
He threw it to make it to take it over the goal line, so that I could have a goal kick.
But then Joe Hart should have left it.
He should have left it, exactly right. But he got in the way, and then you couldn't
let's take you
at that point. I completely agree. I couldn't disagree with anything you say. Hart should have left it. The fact Man City wanted to get on with the game, so Hart wanted to control the ball and move it along quickly. Gested knew what he was doing. Let's not make any bones about it. But at that point, Villa should probably have said, right, we'll just cross the ball and Joe Hart can catch it.
No, I disagree.
I don't think at that point. I think it's in the light of the arguments and everything like that. There was a lot of
Joe Hart could
have.
He could have picked the ball up, couldn't you?
No, he was outside his area. He
was outside his area. I've not seen it.
So what was he doing there in the first place?
Well, to get the ball to restart the game. We know what happens. We know what should happen. The fact Gested launched it at him.
I disagree that he launched it at him. He threw it to the side, and Joe Hart then made the movement towards the ball. If he'd have just let it, it wouldn't have gone anywhere near him.
But at the point the corner's given, then I think the sensible thing is, right, Villa keep all their men back. The player just crosses it in. Joe Hart collects it, and we go from there. To save any issue, any debate.
I mean, I disagree with that. I think that's kind of aiming for asking for too much, because I think this is a sport where people are always trying to get a competitive edge. People are sort of pulling shirts. You see players diving occasionally or making the most of certain tackles. I think the whole of the game, people are going to try and break the rules or do little things trying to get an advantage for their team. Yeah. And I think that it's inevitable that any player in that situation, when they've got a corner, they're going to do their best to try and score from it.
By the way, breaking any rules. There was no rules broken.
No rules broken. But it's the sportsmanship of it.
Yeah, so tell me, what's the sportsmanship about being waiting for a ball to come over and corner and people tugging on your shirt and pushing you over out of sight to the referee? How is that sportsmanship? To me,
see how touchy these people at the bottom get.
To me, that's a bigger issue. To me, that's a much more
No,
much more,
nonsense.
that is
Five
cheating.
pies.
Nonsense. That's you know, you Gabriel's right.
Of course it's cheating.
You do what you
If the
can
referee sees it, it's a yellow
to
card.
get a
it's
bit of an
penalty.
edge.
What we talking? Shirt pulling? Disgraceful action, in my opinion. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. Should we rule that? Completely rule that.
So
Listen. Let's get this straight. We could have
That's
we
against
could have
the
a
spirit of the. That's against the rule. That's not the spirit. That's actually against the rules.
Spirit, Chris.
we could have a debate about diving. We could have a debate about shirt pulling. We could have that debate all night long on another show if we wanted.
No problem.
The fact we're talking about, the throw in. We all know what happens. The player's gone off. It's a Villa player that's gone off. City have kicked the ball out.
In sportsmanship.
In a sportsmanly manner, Villa give the ball back to City and we play on. It's as simple as that. The fact that Gested, he has thrown it hard at Hart. He knows what he's doing.
He didn't throw it at Hart. He threw it
did,
inside
he
of Hart.
did,
You
he
look at
did.
it. Hart steps over it.
He points where Hart should go, and he threw it the other way. He knows what he's doing. We're not really trying to make out that Gested's the innocent one here. Do you know what I mean? He knows exactly what he's trying to do, and it's worked. He's forced Hart into the error. And for me, at that point, you say, right, stop any of this nonsense. We'll give the ball back and play on.
Well,
If Gested would have scored from that corner, and I saw a lot of Man City fans. Well, yeah,
Okay.
I saw a lot of Man City fans saying, "It'll be interesting to see how much respect, how much we'll give the ball back if Gested goes down with a head injury or an injury at the Etihad." Do you know what I mean? And it just you cause a even bigger damage for yourself, I think. Gested has, because if he goes down at City now, there's no way City are giving the ball back. They'll remember things like that.
Okay, why don't we? There is this unwritten rule about giving the ball back, isn't there? Yeah, it's an unwritten rule.
It is an unwritten rule, yeah.
All right, so why don't they just simplify the matter? And if a player is down and you kick it out, you get a throw in from wherever it's taken.
I think that would simplify it. I think if we're going to make a big...
If there's a player down, and only if there's a player down, and you kick the ball out, the referee has indicated that you can kick the ball out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just get a throw in from where that ball was. From the place where you stood when you kicked the ball out.
Yeah.
In line with that, like as you would. You know what I mean? Just make it so much easier, wouldn't it? And it would stop people like GA with their smug looks and Villa scumbags from.
I don't know how he can be smug.
Nothing to be smug about, for goodness sake.
But
Why was Hart even going for it? Is a comment.
Yeah,
Just get on with the game. It's 0-0.
But then
they're trying to keep the momentum going.
But then that's the choice that he made, and he got it wrong, and it went over the line. That's his fault. That's not Villa's fault.
He was going for it to try and get on with the game.
So he made a choice.
Let's be honest,
and he got
Man
it wrong.
City, who are top of the table, are playing a terrible team. And they're drawing 0-0 away at the bottom team of the Premier League. They want to go and get the goal. They've battered. They've been knocking the door down for the last 15 minutes. You just try and get on with the game. You try and keep the momentum going. The fact that Zogby has gone down, probably to try and waste a bit of time, has frustrated him. So he's trying to get on with the game. They could have handled it a lot better.
Can I just ask you one?
That's a perfect comment there. Handbags at 10 paces. It's a non-event, really.
It wouldn't have been a non-event.
It wouldn't have been a non-event if it had
Okay,
scored.
we'll have a Tilton Talk Show little vote, shall we? Sportsman or non-sportsman?
Guess non-sportsman.
Non-sportsman. Non-sportsmanship behaviour.
There's no sportsmanship in football.
So
say non-sportsman.
Non-sportsman.
But I don't.
Non-sportsman.
No rules were broken. That's all I can say.
We can tell which one's the Villa
T-shirt.
Along with Gabriel, I would also say there is no sportsmanship.
That's
in
like a
football.
doco answer.
Okay, so should we take all sportsmanship out of football then and be done with it? Just go out for leather and just.
Well, I think this is the nature of football. That this is aggression. There's trophies.
I used the hell word then.
But
Sorry.
that unwritten rule is still, applied at 99.9% of the cases.
Modern event, that unwritten rule, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It's, to me, all right. Man City, in fairness, kicked the ball out. They could have played on. Right.
Yeah, exactly. They're desperate for a goal, but they kick the ball out.
So,
I think you take it out of the players' hands, to be honest. The referee blows the whistle and says you've got to stop.
And then drop ball.
Yeah. However you decide, whatever you decide, I don't know, but whatever you decide is...
It's got to be a drop ball, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Surely, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, so you take it out of the referee's hand, out of the players' hands, and then none of this happens.
Yeah, good point. It's the only good point you've made today. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it's all right.
Praise me.
Are we doing the minibus to Derby?
Well, this is going to be my next thing. There you go, Derby away. What's happening? Who's going? I'm 3/4 of the way there from you guys, so
We'll get some numbers and
get some numbers. I've got plenty of pubs we can meet in New Talks to have a mini sesh before we go up.
Okay. Will our cowboy friend be there?
Who's your cowboy friend?
You know, who came in with you one day?
Rockin' John.
Oh, Rockin' Johnny.
Johnny.
Yeah, I could get him there. Yeah, of course I could.
Mascot.
Of course I could.
Yeah.
Of course I could. No problem at all. Right, I'll get that side of it organised, the pub and the Rockin' Johnny. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get Rockin' Johnny to set up and sing some of his songs for us.
I
Great.
think I'm a bit busy.
Yeah.
Don't think
I've
I
got a
can
bad
make
leg
Derby
that
away.
Come on, Chris, where's your spirit of?
That's my spirit.
You know, when is the game?
Spirit?
You get it?
I've got to take my aunt to the vet.
Do we know when the game is?
I don't know when Derby is. No.
Sorry. You want? Sorry.
I don't know when the Derby.
Okay, so yeah, we still definitely want to get the Tilton Talk Show Derby away game. Anybody that wants to go to that, details will be put up on the Tilton Talk web page, Facebook page very shortly. Add your names to it. Who was organising the minibus, Chris?
My brother.
Your brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's just
So
us.
do you want everybody to organise it through yourself
Yeah, just coming out. Well, yeah.
and
Let's get numbers. I'll
payment
find out how many-
for the minibus, because obviously there is a cost involved.
Okay.
And what we don't want to see is anybody, out of pocket, or somebody, saying they're going to go and then they don't go,
No.
etc. Something like
Cool.
that.
16th of January.
16th of January. There you go. Wonderful.
Yeah. And the argument goes on and on, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not.
Go on then.
Whether you like it or not, it was sportsmanship because he either threw it to the opposing player or out for a goal kick. Not once did he attempt to throw to his own player.
Well, I agree with the last sentence. Not once did he attempt to throw it to the. He
I'm
didn't
going
try
to have to go
but
home
we
and
knew,
YouTube it, Chris, because I've not seen
We
it.
all know what he was trying to do.
Right.
I'm not being. It's not just because it's Villa. You don't need a rocket scientist. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know exactly what Guest Edward was trying to do. He's trying to force an error. He knew that City were chasing the game. He knew that they were going to try and get on with the game as quick as possible. So he's tried to force an error. It's on sportsmanship.
More good news, my son.
Go on.
More good news, my son. I'll say that again. No cost for the minibus.
Oh my.
Free minibus travel.
There you go.
Oh, this is tempting for you lovely brummies, isn't it, eh? Don't get me wrong, I'm already there, but, save me a seat that I could hitch a ride on, if you know what I mean.
Yep, okay. We'll get it sorted.
And I'll get the pub side and Rockin' Johnny sorted. Definitely. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get Rockin' Johnny to write a song all about Chris Pugh.
What on earth? How on earth are you going to do that?
I'll buy that.
I'm sure I could
Yeah.
do some lyrics for him. Right. If you wish to go to an evening with Bob Latchford on the 4th of December on a question and answer session and a subsequent book signing on his autobiography, tickets are £5. Studley Road Social Club in Redditch, is that right?
Yeah.
Redditch, yeah. And the doors open at 7:30. That starts at 8 o'clock. And the tickets are also available from... Where was that other place? Oh, the Oast House.
The Oast.
You know the Oast House?
Yeah.
Okay, so tickets are
It's where the
also...
supporters club are.
Tickets are also available from there. So that's on the 4th of December, question and answer section, and book signing with Bob Latchford. Tickets £5. Doors open at 7:30. It starts at 8 at Studley Road.
I have to say, it's not bad to do it for a £5. Well, for an excellent.
That's all right if you live that way, because if you live my way, it's
I live that way.
do you? You go in then?
No, I won't.
Why?
I'd rather have a question and answer session with
God.
With myself. I'll be holding my own question. and
Behold,
answer session.
behold, behold.
Minibus sponsored by ELO Repairs and Maintenance.
Oh, very good. There's the cost.
Mr. Blue Sky. It's me, two of me in then. Okay. If you pointed a bullet at a target, would it hit the target? Is that not what Gested did to Hart? He took aim and fired.
Yeah, he did.
He took aim and fired.
He absolutely did. He took aim, tried to
I
get
only promise you
better of
that
it.
I will go home, have a look at it on YouTube, and give my opinion on the Tilton Talk Facebook page very shortly. Unless you've got a video here.
I
of
will
it.
be able to show you.
Chris Pugh with his phone, eh?
Said, it's me.
Brighton, just to let you know, Brighton is almost a sellout, guys. If you do want tickets for that game away, get down there. That's going to be another big Blues away day.
Yeah.
I really do need to change careers so that I can go to these away days again like I used to. Used to love it.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Nick,
Why?
you have?
What?
He has changed career.
Yeah, I only got to work on a Sunday morning now, haven't I?
That's twice as much as you do now, then.
Oh, right, here we go. We've got a Gested video up now. All right, and we're just going to restart that.
Right, so.
She's great,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Put it up on the excellent radio. Up on the thing.
Yeah, Hart shouldn't have gone for it.
He shouldn't have gone for it. Look at that. He knows exactly what he's
kind of put a
doing.
bit of spin on it as well, hasn't he?
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what you guys are doing, putting spin on it.
Nonsense.
Well, this has been an eventful Tilton Talk Show, shall we say? One where
I don't come very often, but when I do, hey.
Well, but the thing is, you on the day that you arrived,
They've got their first point in like 3 months. It's only right that he come and had his say.
As far as I'm concerned, we beat Man City 0-0. So you know.
Who have you got next? Who have you got next? Is it,
I did like a video that I saw on Twitter of the header on the tweet was full time Aston Villa 0 Manchester City 0, and the video was when they knocked Albion out of the cup and they had the pitch invasion. So it was like they were invading the pitch just because they got a point at home.
Was it in black and white?
I did find that quite funny.
Was it in black and white?
But they might release a DVD of that one at the end of the season.
This could be the season. We'll talk about it on the 21st of December.
Yeah,
right. What we would like to say is that you're in the midst of two ordained ministers today, GA.
I'm in the midst of something.
We can we could wish healing upon your club, but we're going to save our healing hands for our own club, aren't we, Christopher?
Yeah.
I know. Gabriel, smashing to see you, my good friend. Thanks ever so much for coming. Great comments. Chris Pugh, as always, absolutely perfectly analytical, wonderful. Always great to hear your voice. My sister is absolutely in love with your voice. She thinks you're brilliant. Sorry?
I know.
I'll send you a photograph of that.
Wonderful. I'm a wonderful brother.
She's going to kill me for that one. And GA from across the city. It is good to have you back here in the Tilton Talk Show.
Good to be back.
Amongst it must be good to be amongst a top 6 team, to be perfectly honest with you. A top 6 team, GA.
Which division was that again? Sorry.
We don't care which division it is. The one that you'll be in next year.
Yeah, that's true. You'll know all about it.
Reverend Brown, thanks so much for being with us this evening. God bless you, my son. And may the love of Jesus Christ have eternal freshness upon your life. Take care. I'm going home. Shut it. I'm going home now all the way back to Staffordshire to get my sausage. God's country to get my sausage, mash and beans. May it be eternal. May it be ready and blessed by the time I get home. This has been the Tilton Talk Show. A strange old show, but a wonderful day and always amongst wonderful company. Thanks, guys.
Can I have a final word?
Good night. God bless. Yes, of course.
Good night.
Support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from